Hi there, it's Jerry from Peaceful Pets Aquamation again. So today I've got sort of a different thing. I call it kind of weird Aquamation stories. Let's call it part one since they'll probably keep coming. Um, in fact, now that I'm doing the videos, I think I'm going to start really keeping track of them because God only knows we get them here and there. The first thing though I'm going to tell you is I'm not judging. We all have our crazy little quirks, and you know what? This is a time that, emotions are flowing, and so no judgment about this. Uh, the ones that I really am going to judge, I'm not going to tell you about because they're kind of crazy. But anyway, so these all are just kind of interesting. So the one of the things that we've got several requests about is saving somebody's dog's teeth, which they were going to make necklaces out of. Now, in the 70s, maybe 80s, I remember like shark's teeth being a big thing. Puka shells, not really, a little bit of a different kind of thing, but never remember dog's teeth, really grabbing the public, by the scruff of the neck. But we did it, and, everybody was happy, and I hope they're happy, and all that, but a little weird. Recently, and this is about the third time I think we've had it, people wanted the entire skeleton back, which is hard because what Aquamation does, it degrades the collagen, which is some of the one of the things that binds bones, hardens bones. So in the Aquamation process, most of the time, particularly smaller animals, it's very crumbly. You can't get it back. Some of the bigger animals, it's a little bit easier, but it does beg the question, what are you going to do with just the bones? So that's where my mind goes, is somebody like assembling them, back into a jigsaw puzzle skeleton or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. But we had that a couple times lately. And weirdly enough, this has happened twice in the last week. People who had tortoises wanted us to save the shells. Now that, tortoise shells are so beautiful that you sort of get that, and that's a great memory, and I think that's actually kind of a cool idea. Unfortunately, though, most of a turtle shell or a tortoise shell is made out of keratin, which is what our fingernails are made of. So they don't really last. It's an organic material, so it really doesn't last in the aquamation process. So we can't save the turtle shell. What we actually tell people, if they're really intent on doing that, is you need to have your vet remove the shell, and then we can take care of the body, but unfortunately not the shell. Anyway, weird but kind of cool. Saving the skull. We've had that a couple of times too. We really tried, and it actually kind of came out pretty good. I mean, we really like, making everybody happy and the challenge of doing some of this stuff. But again, it kind of begs the question, what are you going to do with it? It's just, I don't know. I like a picture, of my dog. I don't want to see the skull much. But again, different strokes for different folks, not me to judge. There's a couple more. So just recently, this was really cool. We helped somebody do a Hindu ceremony for their dog. It was just totally a loved dog. And they came in, the family came in and read prayers, and then we had to aquamate the dog at a certain time, and it was really cool. It was really cool to see, somebody care about their dog like that, and for us to sort of experience a different, kind of ceremony. So that was a neat thing. We also, one of the first ones we ever had, kind of different ceremonies, was I don't know, for lack of a better term, it was a Motown ceremony. Somebody came in with their cat who they said loved Motown music, and they brought in a disc player, CD player, and or MP3, whatever it was, and played Motown music, had a glass of wine, and gave a couple of last thoughts about their cat. The weirdest one of this group, I think, is we had somebody who was very distraught. I felt terrible for it. And she came in. We held her dog for her for a few days because she wanted to keep coming back in and visiting it. She just couldn't detach herself, and which is common, and which is we all grieve in different ways. Um, but so she was, had picked it up and was holding it in the office, and we left her there, and we came back, and she was gone. We're like, where'd she go? Where'd the dog go? Lo and behold, she took him to the dog park and hung out with him there for a few hours, and then came back, and then was ready to let him go. So anyway, those are some of the interesting experiences we've had. There'll be a lot more, so wait for part two. It's interesting. We get to help people in a number of different ways. Everybody's different, as we sort of all know, and everybody's different in when you have to deal with a death. So it's kind of our job just to help everybody through it in whatever way makes them comfortable. And it's kind of cool. I like it. So anyway, we will talk to you soon. Thanks for listening.